local news headlines. And happening now, the latest on the COVID-19 outbreak in our area, what we know, plus we show you a brand new music video PSA that aims to bring some laughs and education during this outbreak. The news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. One new case of COVID-19 was reported in Chautauqua County yesterday afternoon, bringing the countywide total now to 27 confirmed cases. Health Department officials say the case involves a woman in her late 60s, and a total of 5 active cases now remain. Since yesterday, one person has recovered, bringing the recovery total to 19. In Cattaraugus County, the 28th person tested positive for COVID-19. Officials say the male resident resides in the southeastern part of the county and had no significant travel history, but was in close contact with a known positive case. Now, later this afternoon, Chautauqua County officials are scheduled to hold their weekly press conference update at 3 p.m. Viewers can watch that briefing streamed live right here on WNY News Now's Facebook page, our 24-hour streaming Roku app, and at WNYNewsNow.com/live. Well, starting tonight at 8 o'clock, all New Yorkers must wear a mask or some type of face covering when in a situation when they cannot be within a 6-foot distance from someone else. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that face cloth covering should fit snugly but comfortably against the side of your face, be secure with ties on ears and include multiple layers of fabric, and allow for breathing without restrictions, and be able to be laundered and machine dried without damage or causing it to change shape. New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo says while this may be inconvenient to some, it's another step New Yorkers should take to stop the spread of COVID-19.
This is a precaution for everyone that I think balances individual liberties with a social conscience. This will go into effect Friday, 8 p.m.
Now, tips on how to create your own homemade face covering is posted in a story right now at WNYNewsNow.com. Well, can you start planning to go back to work? Will you be able to feel safe if you do go back to work? As Athena Jones reports, there are now new federal suggestions in place, 3 phases of how to reopen parts of our nation.
President Trump revealing the White House's new guidelines for opening up America again. With no start date, his 3-step plan outlines an effort to gradually restart the economy, beginning in areas least affected by the coronavirus pandemic.
We took the greatest economy in the history of the world and we closed it in order to win this war, and we're in the process of winning it now. We are not opening all at once, but one careful step at a time.
In phase 1, a soft reopening of parts of the United States. For example, while the vulnerable still shelter in place, working from home will still be encouraged, but some Americans can slowly begin to go back to their offices. And businesses like restaurants and gyms could open using strict safety measures, but no large gatherings. Phase 2 will relax some social distancing efforts, like opening schools and allowing elective surgeries and non-essential travel again. For Phase 3, normal life resumes as much as possible. No staffing restrictions at work, and big sporting and entertainment venues will be back in business again with limited restrictions. Those most vulnerable asked to still practice social distancing while they're in public spaces.
Not every state, not every region is going to do it at the same time. Sooner or later, we will get to the point, hopefully sooner, with safety as the most important thing, to a point where we can get back to some form of normality.
But before states begin the path toward lifting restrictions, the guidelines suggest they have a decrease of coronavirus cases across a 2-week period, a return of pre-crisis hospital conditions, and an adequate supply of personal protective equipment for healthcare workers, and have the ability to set up safe and efficient screening sites.
The criteria that the federal government has recommended are fairly strict, and that's to give states really the time to really set up exactly how they're going to contact trace with the CDC in the background as supporting.
While unveiling the plans in a phone call with governors, a source familiar with the conversation said the president told them, "You were going to call your own shots." And that's what many state leaders are already doing.
Our thought process is right now is that we would look at what areas in the state of Kansas could we start using these take it slow guidelines to reopen.
I'm still saying stay at home, stay safe. We're still not out of this. We still haven't peaked.
Athena, thank you for your reporting. Much like governors on the East Coast and the West Coast, the Midwest now has announced a coalition as 7 governors join together to coordinate reopening plans there. Well, with the COVID-19 crisis spiking unemployment in the state, shuttering thousands of businesses, and driving up government budget deficits, Senator George Borrello and Assemblyman Andy Goodell have announced an advanced plan to phase in reopening of New York's economy. The strategy hinges on the application of a regionally based assessment model that would determine risk level based on a variety of factors, including population density, infection rate, and healthcare capacity. The geographical template for the plan would be the state's existing 10 regional economic development council zones. Each zone would be evaluated based on a multi-tiered risk assessment that could include factors such as infection level, hospitalizations, demographics, and other trends. Now, Senator Borrello and Assemblyman Goodell have submitted their plan to New York State's Commissioner of Tax and Finance, who's going to be part of Governor Cuomo's administration's team working on restarting the economy. We'll continue to follow that and update any developments. Well, 2 new Jamestown manufacturers are now producing reusable personal protective equipment to help with this COVID-19 pandemic. The Resource Center and Support Enterprises are now sewing gowns and cloth masks at their Jamestown manufacturing plants. And to meet with new production schedules, the Resource Center is now hiring additional workers to sew those masks and gowns. Officials say the number of people to be hired will be determined as demand increases. Those interested in ordering the masks can buy them online at tankbagsusa.com and at resourcecenter.com/shop. And it does look like some pretty interesting products that they're having. There are lots of people coming forward now offering solutions to this COVID-19 outbreak. And we thank you so much for joining us here on WNY News Now on this Friday as we put facts over fear in our coverage of the novel coronavirus outbreak. Got to say hello to Cindy. Good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Hello to Joseph, David, Heather. Good to see Nikki, Pam, Linda. Danny, thanks so much for joining us. Tori, good afternoon to all of you, and we thank you for joining us here on WNY News Now. Let's get a check of our weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter now. And Dakota, happy Friday to you. It looks like Mother Nature is continuing to play tricks with us in the weather department. I thought it was supposed to be spring, but now I'm hearing that we'll have some snow tonight.
Yeah, Mother Nature is dazed and confused. And, you can't tell by looking outside right now, downtown Erie, but the clouds are abode out there and the clouds are thickening up. But yeah, more snow is on the way. And here it is on the radar. This is it right here. This is a storm system that's actually going to pass 2 hours south. And because we're on the northern end of it, because low pressure spins counterclockwise, the southern end of a low pressure area is generally the warmer side. The northern end is the colder side. So since we're going to be on the northern end of this, we're going to get some snow, and already we're starting to see some signs of the moisture starting to infiltrate into the southern tier already. Winter weather advisory is up for the entire southern tier in northwestern Pennsylvania. This starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon and will run until 2 o'clock and will run until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. That means some accumulating snow is on the way. Sorry. And we'll talk about the totals a little bit later on. Downtown right now, this is actually raindrops that's falling right now, and the rain is actually being reported at the airport north of the city. 31 with a southwest wind at 12, the dew point's at 20, and the wind chill is 25. This is not feeling like April at all, more like March, and this is going to continue at least for today, but by the time we go into the weekend, things will get better. 35 and 26 was the high and low yesterday and this morning. So hour by hour through the day, yeah, there's that snow increasing. We will have a big basically a 100% chance of snow. When you see that, that means it's going to snow. Temperatures hovering around 35, 36 through the day, and the snow will continue tonight, but a better weekend is on the way. We'll talk about it in a few. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Coming up, we show you a brand new music video created by locals to promote social distancing amid this COVID-19 outbreak. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues next.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
This is Christine Schuyler, Chautauqua County Public Health Director, with a very important message. We need you to make every effort to protect yourselves and our healthcare workers. If you absolutely don't need to go out, don't. If you have a mild cold or flu-like symptoms, with or without a fever, stay home. If your symptoms are severe, call your healthcare provider. Do not go to the emergency room or urgent care. Do not call 911 or go to the ER unless you are experiencing a life-threatening emergency. The best ways you can help prevent the spread of COVID-19 are to wash your hands often with soap and water, cover your cough, avoid close contact with others. Please stay home.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. Within the last month, a new term has been introduced to our vocabulary, and its impact has been pretty big. The Salvation Army here in Jamestown created a new social distancing public service announcement video to promote what to do. Take a look.
This has been another Pantry Pickets production.
Social distancing, are you listening? Are you listening? Social distancing, social distancing.
There is no comparing, the Salvation Army is caring. This is not poetry classes, we're just trying to feed the masses. We are a non-profit organization. Most things vary by donation.
Here at the food pantry, most things are healthy, some full of good fat.
Sometimes it be like that.
Social distancing, are you listening? Are you listening? Social distancing.
Yes, witnessing while social distancing. Serving those in need with basic necessities. Please stop here.
No, we place your order over there.
Gonna get corona, our lifestyle's kicking. Social distancing, now you're listening. Social distancing, now you're listening.
Now, joining us now to talk more about this creative campaign is Captain Ashley Menard with the Salvation Army here in Jamestown. Captain Menard, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
First off, I gotta ask, I see you were really getting into it during that package there, bringing back some memories. Where did the idea come about for creating the video?
Right around when they instituted the quarantine and the stay-at-home order, we kind of came up with this idea to make a rap video to lighten the mood, to keep things, you know, the stress level down. And I said, all right, let's do it. Y'all write the rap, come up with it, and we'll shoot it. And from there, it just kind of evolved and came together.
Yeah, it's really cool. And you see a lot of places now online, companies who maybe aren't open in the same capacity that they were, trying to interact with people. For the Salvation Army, how has it been to adapt your operations here to follow some of these social distancing guidelines?
Oh, it's been easy to adapt, but we love when our people come in to see, just as much as they need us, we need them in return, just to have that contact. So we've gone from a choice pantry to a pre-packed box of food for 3 days, and we hand it out our back door.
Now, some people who maybe are unfamiliar with the services that you provide, can you kind of talk to us about what the choice pantry was like, and then now the transition to providing the packages for people?
We do offer emergency food for a 3-day period once every 30 days. And in the past, people were able to come in, they sign up, and then they get to walk through our shop around pantry. So if they didn't want, say, 3 cans of vegetables because they didn't have to take 3, they got to choose what they wanted. So that offers some sort of dignity for them to be able to choose what foods they want instead of just leaving them aside or throwing them away.
Now, certainly during this time of the COVID-19 outbreak, we've seen a lot more resources become available for people. If they were in a situation where they needed that support, how would they go about getting your help?
They could call our office at 716-664-4108 and ask to speak to Liz or Crystal, or stop down at 83 South Main Street, the lower entrance, which faces Dollar General in Big Lots.
Now, back to this social distancing PSA, can you kind of talk to us about what some of the areas that we were seeing, sort of a behind-the-scenes look, so to speak, for the general public of your operation? It looks like you guys are keeping things pretty clean in there. I saw a lot of Lysol spray.
Yes, we do. We clean up in the mornings and in the afternoons, but the behind the scenes. So you actually got a brief shot of the food pantry and what it looks like, where people would actually go around and choose their food. And then where we keep the boxes is where we would have volunteers come in and sort through donations as well. And we have had some volunteers come and help pack the boxes to take some of the stress off of us, which is great.
Yeah, I would imagine, and especially during this time, the donations are still important. Can people in the community still drop things off, and do they have to change the way that they've done it from the past?
If they want to drop off a donation, we suggest that they call us first to prearrange so we know what to expect. But when it comes to donations, we're putting a halt on our clothes because we're not open for that face-to-face contact, and so they can't come in and get clothes at the moment from our free table. So.
Right, and I would imagine too that you guys still have the message of you want the community to know that you're available. What is your message that you want everyone to know during this time?
That we're here to serve and we're not closing our doors. And just to remember to smile, laugh, and love in these tough times.
And absolutely something that we should try to take home with us. Alrighty, Captain Ashley Menard with the Salvation Army here in Jamestown. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciated that on the broadcast. And thank you for putting together such a creative PSA. I hope to see some more going forward.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now let's get a check of our weather forecast with Dakota.
I have a request. Can we get Post Malone to do a duet with that? I mean, I think that'd be awesome if we can get Posty and all the members of the Salvation Army. How cool would that be? Come on. Yeah, anyway, here's a live, actually, this is a look that I took yesterday. How about the Chautauqua River yesterday? We had those snow showers early, and then as the afternoon, we had a few odd breaks in the cloud cover, and the Chautauqua River looking nice. And it was nice social distancing. It was quiet to get out there and take that picture. So again, if you have any pictures of the weather or of the area in general, Hunters WX on Twitter, and of course, our First Defense weather page. Andrew and I head that, and of course, we're always updating that almost every single day. 26 was the low this morning. That's not near the record, which is 18, which was set back in 1980, but it was another frigid morning compared to where we should be. The average low is actually in the mid-30s, and yeah, we haven't seen that at least for a while. So here we go. More snow coming this afternoon. Yeah, I'm sorry, the guy bearing the bad news, but it is what it is here. The hills may need their shovels by Saturday morning. What? I mean, you know, we're almost to the end of April, and you're going to break the shovels back out? I know, send the hate mail. But the weekend looks better and it turns milder next week. We're getting back to around where we should be for next week. So let's talk about this here. We've updated this map slightly from yesterday. So April is dazed and confused. So down in the southern tier in the northwestern Pennsylvania, you're likely going to need the shovels on the hills. The lower elevations will likely not get as much as often is the case, but the hills will likely see several inches of fresh accumulation. You may need your shovels there. If you're going to Buffalo or Rochester for any reason, maintain social distance, you'll likely see a coating at most there. The most of the snow will stay south, mainly because of the track of the storm system will be south. So a winter weather advisory is in place for Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, Warren, Erie, all the southern tier in northwestern Pennsylvania. Starts 2 p.m. tonight and goes until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. And here's the radar for you. And again, I think some of this is rain, but there might be a few wet snowflakes mixed in, but that's the snow peeking back to the west. And the snow will spread from south to north today, and it will continue through the day and through the night. This is our storm system right here. The high pressure that's behind me right here, this is scooting out, which is allowing this storm right here to move on its way, but it's going to be taking the track to our south. So that's the reason why the southern tier in northwestern Pennsylvania is going to take the brunt, used figuratively. All right, here we go with Futurescan. This is the in-house model. We'll show it to you here. Brand new run. Shows you the snow increasing from south to north. So as we go through the afternoon, the snow will increase. Could be some moderate to heavy bursts at times. Tonight, the snow will continue, but notice how the model tries to show some breaks in it, especially late tonight. And then as we go into Saturday morning, the snow pulls away as the storm system moves off the east coast, but we'll still be left with a few snow showers in the morning. Then as we get into the afternoon hours on Saturday, the sun may even peek out at times, especially Saturday afternoon before we get into another chance of rain on Sunday, but it turns much warmer. So here are our projected snowfall totals going all the way through Saturday morning. Once you go up into the hills, you're looking at about 3 to 6 inches. Now, please keep in mind, focus on the lower number, not the highest number. It's a range for a reason. So about 3 to 6 inches on the highest hills, 2 to 5 across the lower elevations, 4 to 6 further south once you work closer to the storm center. And once you get right near the immediate Lake Erie shoreline, you often don't get a whole lot. So we're going about 1 to 2 at the immediate Lake Erie shoreline. So 1 to 2 there, 2 to 5 lower elevations, 3 to 6 on the hills. This is April snow. I'm sorry. But hey, if you want to keep up to date with it, download the WNY News Now app. These two handsome guys right here. Our forecast is up there every day. We're the only ones who basically make our forecast. It's local yokel weather. So yeah, download the app, please and thank you. All right, zone forecast. Inland areas today. Temperatures, yeah, this is more like February or March, lower to mid-30s through the day. Very cold with snow at times. Daytime accumulation will likely range between 1 and 3 inches depending on your location with a south wind. All right, next 7 days of your life are coming up on the screen right now. 45 tomorrow. Again, snow in the morning. We should see some sunshine in the afternoon. 55 on Sunday, but it turns wet. The wind also comes up along with that as well, especially in the afternoon. The sun is back on Monday, 51. Maybe a few rain and snow showers on Tuesday. Then temperatures stay in the 50s through midweek with a few rain showers both Wednesday and Thursday.
All right,
Justin?
Dakota, thank you very much. Coming up next, it's Friday after all, and we have your Friday Feel Good. One of my favorite friends joins us on the broadcast next. And we're talking cookies right after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
This is PJ Wendell, Chautauqua County Executive, with an important message.
We are in the midst of a global pandemic, and it is inevitable that there will be cases of COVID-19 in our community. We are preparing for this reality and how it will affect our county. I'm greatly concerned about the economic impact that the closure of local businesses is having on our owners, operators, and employees, but we need to make every effort to protect our residents and our healthcare workers. These strategies decrease the opportunities for people to be in close contact with each other and spread disease. If you absolutely do not need to go out, please don't. Thank you.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
The mother of a special education student at Maple Grove High School is speaking out.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
And Lake Erie is covered in less than 1% of ice as this winter season has entered its peak.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. Well, if parents need some help keeping their kiddos occupied while being quarantined at home, Sesame Street has got us covered. The Cookie Monster is all about talking snacks with your little ones. And while cookies are obviously his fave, he also understands the importance of well-balanced meals and good hygiene. His chats start by encouraging kids to wash their hands.
You hands clean? Terrific! Now it's snacky time! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, you can have a healthy snack like fruits or vegetables, but you can also have sometimes snack like cookie. Nom, nom, nom.
And that's what we're talking about. Sesame Street launched a Caring for Each Other initiative in light of the current pandemic. Free ebooks and other materials are being made available through Sesame Street on Apple devices, Google Play, and much more. Catch Cookie Monster's Snack Chat every Tuesday on YouTube and on Facebook. Certainly, what a great way to end the week. And we hope that throughout this COVID-19 pandemic, you and your family are staying well, not just physically, but mentally as well. There's a ton of resources posted right now on WNYNewsNow.com/coronavirus, which educates us all a little bit more about the virus, but also about trying to stay positive throughout all of this, because it is very difficult, especially with the news focusing just on COVID-19. So WNY News Now is working to try to create some more positive things for you all in the community to take a look at. Got to say hello to Sean. Hopefully you'll be doing well. Sandra, good to see you. Hannah, great to have you on the broadcast. Hello to Heather and Malik as well. Let us know what you think in the comments down below if you're going to be enjoying some cookies. My mom, wonderful woman, gave me some Oreos the last couple of days, so it's been really, really good. Dakota, I could actually share some of those with you if you want. If you want during lunch.
Remember, we'll have to have sharing is caring.
It is. We'll have to have a social distancing lunch, though. Dakota and I, we now have our masks, so we could have lunch that way, I suppose.
We work in different parts of the building, so it's okay.
But we used to every day we'd get together.
Yeah.
And now it's like I haven't seen Dakota in like a week, minus the broadcast. Such a big building.
I'm secluded over here in the weather office. Jay is over on the other side of the building, and you know, in the newsroom, and it's like,
people don't realize you actually have a hike from the weather to here.
Yeah.
When you used to come in and join me in here, and now that's not the case anymore.
Well, pretty soon, I guess we're going to have to be stalking each other's Facebook profiles to look at each other's pictures to
see how we're doing.
Like.
You still there, Hunter?
Huh?
You still there, Hunter? I'll send you a message on Facebook. That's what we'll do.
Exactly. 27 to 34 tonight. Widespread snow showers through the night, 2 to 4 inches by morning. The breeze also ticks up as well with that northwest wind, 11 to 16 miles per hour. Full details, WNYNewsNow.com/weather in about an hour or two.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you very much. That does it for us today. Of course, when you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading our mobile app. Just search WNY News Now in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. Subscribe to push notifications to stay in the know. We remind you Coming up later this afternoon at 3 o'clock, Chautauqua County officials are scheduled to provide a local COVID-19 update. We'll be streaming that live right here on WNY News Now's Facebook page, the Now WNY Roku app, and at WNYNewsNow.com/live. We're back Monday with a brand new show right here at noon. Hope to see you then. Have a great weekend.